familiar with it, but for those of you who aren't, we're not going to get super in depth in all the products. We're going to talk specifically about the Complete. So get back with the person who invited you to learn a little bit more. The anchor products, or our first products that Juice Plus came out with, was the Orchard, Garden, and Vineyard capsules and chewables, which is just the produce powder. They take the whole food and they basically pulverize it, and they take the seed and the skin and the pulp and every part of the fruit, and they pull the water out, and you're left with the produce powder that you can have in capsule form or chewable form, which I love. But there's also another product called Complete, which is, I don't want to just call it shake mix, because there's so much you can do with it than just make a shake with it. So it is a complete, and they call it Complete because it has all the things we need. It is, again, another full product. Everything is NSF certified, so it means it's free of heavy metals and pesticides and insecticides and all the things that we want to avoid. It doesn't have those in it, and then a third-party company certifies it. It's clean, and it has things like yucca and broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, organic amaranth, quinoa, millet, things that I'm not going to be able to get my kids to eat on a regular basis, but for this. So I'll show you. Here is the big bag of vanilla. It comes in 2 flavors, vanilla and chocolate. They also have a single serve for like on the go, which is super convenient. I always keep a stash of these in my car, in my bag for on the go, just in case I get stuck somewhere and need a quick meal. What I love about the Complete is it is so versatile. It is something you can take on the go, and there are many different things that you can do with it. And I think, I'm trying to think if there was something else I was going to tell you, if we were going to go straight to our video. Wait, is our video ready to go?
It is.
I think that'll explain a little bit more about the Complete, giving you a better picture.
Here we go.
Do you have sound, Wit?
I do. Do you not?
We do not hear it, or at least I don't.
Is smart and easy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, got it.
And I have peace of mind because the research shows that it works. So, you know, we do need a variety of fruits and vegetables, and this is just the next best thing, evidence-based and clinically proven to fill in the gap. Another way to be nutritionally fit is to have macronutrition of those protein, carbohydrates, and fat that give your body calories or food for fuel. Juice Plus also has a whole food beverage that is plant-based and protein-rich. Juice Plus Complete. It is gluten-free, low-fat, no cholesterol, artificial flavorings, coloring, or preservatives, no wheat, dairy, or eggs, no caffeine, herbs, and it is kosher certified. 130 calories, a half a gram of fat, 8 grams of fiber. 6 of those are soluble fiber, 2 insoluble, and 13 grams of protein. Sometimes people that are used to whey protein will look at that protein and wonder why it's only 13 and they're used to maybe 20. Well, that is because whey protein is highly processed and it comes from milk. And so it is not as clean as the protein in this product. Here's Raymond. He is a soybean farmer who's responsible for our amazing soy protein. He is dedicated to rotating crops, non-GMO. It's a water washed processed that retains so much more nutrition. And the plant-based Isoflavones help the cardiovascular system, inflammation, the immune system, helps with cholesterol. And so know that this is just a wonderful way to stay healthy. And since 2009, there have been several studies that show that there is extreme safety with eating soy, including JAMA, who said those with breast cancer had a decreased risk of death and reoccurrence, and a new piece from Nutrition Review that soy can possibly slow down cancer progression. We know that there is a lot of research done on the Japanese, and they have a diet of 30 to 35 grams per day of soy, and our soy is 11 grams. And so what a wonderful way to be secure, knowing that this is safe and healthy way to get your protein. Now let's look at the sweetener blend. Two kinds of sweeteners that are actually healthy: organic cane sugar and stevia. Again, a high nutrition content, and it's not been sprayed or bleached. Also the fiber blend. When we think of fiber, there's the insoluble fiber that helps with colon health. So 2 grams are insoluble. The other 6 grams are the type of fiber that gets absorbed and helps stabilize blood sugar, slows the breakdown and release of sugar into the blood. And those are the sources there: the gum fiber, the fructooligosaccharides, which is a prebiotic that helps aid in the population of good bacteria in the colon, a natural plant cellulose, rice bran, soy fiber, pectin, apple fiber. So that's just so great to have that kind of healthy fiber in the complete. And then 4 sources of powder blend: pumpkin powder, which is high in beta carotene; pomegranate, which is great for heart health; spirulina, which is a super green from the blue-green algae grown in the Kona regions of Hawaii. Actually from the oldest continuously cultivated and harvested spirulina in the world. And yucca, which is a root vegetable, helps with inflammation. And finally, 6 sources of ancient blend grains: the sprouts, which include broccoli, alfalfa, and radish. These are micronutrients, concentrated phytonutrients that help protect against disease and protect your DNA. And the ancient grains: amaranth, which is a balanced protein, carb, and fat, which is a great energy food; organic quinoa, which is rich in amino acids, relative of the leafy spinach and Swiss chard; and organic millet, great for heart health. MD Anderson published a study in GYN Oncology using the fruit and vegetable blends micronutrition as well as the Juice Plus Complete. They took ovarian cancer survivors that already had been studied using 10 servings of fruit and vegetables. A lot of motivation to do this on a daily basis. They then took another group that was eating just 5 servings a day and added Juice Plus Complete and the Juice Plus micronutrients of the fruit and vegetable blends. And what they found was indeed that the 5 a day with the Juice Plus products were equivalent to the 10 a day servings of fruits and vegetables. This to me explains clearly how Juice Plus bridges the gap. We have the micronutrition of the fruit, vegetable, and berry blends that helps build, repair, and protect on a cellular level, and the macronutrition of the Juice Plus Complete beverage, giving you that balanced protein, carbohydrate, and fat, which gives your body some calories and food for fuel. Well, I am so excited to have been able to share this information with you, how you can bridge the gap between what you do eat and what is better for you to eat. Thank you and have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, Whitney, for being able to share that with us. So that was Dr. Jan Roberto, who is a family physician, and she was kind of filling us in on, not just the complete, but a little bit about the orchard garden and the fruit, vegetable, and berry blends as well, but focusing mainly on the complete. And I think now we'll get into our demonstration. So if Chrissy, if you are available and ready, Chrissy is going to lead us off with kind of, I think, how I started as well. Like I started with just doing shakes and experimenting with that and then evolving from there. So if you don't mind sharing with us how you do yours.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Chrissy Stout, and I started with Juice Plus over 3 years ago. And the first thing that drew me in was the capsules and the gummies and the free order for the children as well. Sorry. And then I got started on the shakes with a program called the Shred 10, which we still do today as well, which I absolutely love. It's eliminating a few things out of your diet. And then introducing things like Juice Plus and the shakes as well. So with that, I was doing 2 shakes a day, and I still, being home right now with the shutdown, I'm not doing 2 necessarily every day. But when I'm going to work, I hate packing a lunch for work. So I am absolutely doing 2 shakes a day. My first shake, I started out with doing at lunchtime. Well, not my first shake. The shake I'm going to make tonight, I started out doing for lunch every day. But I would add the complete at work, and it would never really mix the way that I wanted it to. So I ended up changing that up and doing them in the morning for breakfast every morning. And then I take another simple shake, which is just the chocolate or the vanilla complete with almond milk, and I shake it up at work, and I'm ready to eat it there, and a couple snacks during the day. But I absolutely love that I changed this to breakfast because it is just a great way to start for the day. My daughter, while we were still in school, going to school every day, would drink it on her way to school. I would drive her up to school. It's 5 minutes away, and she would drink it on her way, and I knew that she was getting a great start for her day as well, and then I would drink mine on my drive into work. So I just wanted to let you know how I do it, and I will post the recipe when we're done the Zoom tonight, and you can make it just like I did if you want. Or you can change it up. We have lots of recipes in our cookbook that Whitney will be sharing as well, and it's also just fun to find things that you like and do those also. So let me see here. Trying to see that maybe I can see everybody here, but maybe not. Okay. So anyway, I start with a little bit of ice in the bottom of my cup, and then I take avocado. Now my avocado, I actually, when they're ripened, I slice them into quarters so that I just use a quarter every time, and I freeze them because avocado in my house, I'm usually the only one that eats it other than when we're making guacamole, so it goes bad quickly. So I freeze them to make sure that they stay nice and ripe and good and not brown and icky. So then I also add a handful of spinach as well. Get those greens in my daughter. And she's sitting over there, so she probably doesn't like me talking about her too much, but too bad. And then I use cherries in mine. This is my favorite one, but like I said, experiment and find things that you enjoy the most. So I put about 2 handfuls, a little less than 2 handfuls probably, of the cherries in. I just have to rinse my hand because those are always very, very wet. I also sometimes freeze my spinach as well. If I notice that we're not going to be eating up our spinach before it goes bad, if we're just not having it for dinner and things, I will also put it in the freezer too. And then I add some almond milk to it as well. You can use all different types of milk. It does not have to be almond milk. Our shred program does eliminate dairy, so I did stay away from cow's milk for my shake. And then I add a scoop of the chocolate complete as well. And then that is ready to be blended. I will go on mute so that it is not incredibly loud, and I will be back on in just a sec.
I saw your question. I think it was Brittany. We'll ask Chrissy when she comes back.
Actually, I can. I just typed into the chat. I've frozen the spinach and kale. I've done both ways where you just take a big bag. Like if I had some spinach and I was worried it was going to go bad, I've just taken the whole thing and put it in a Ziploc and put it in the freezer to save it, and then just pull out what I need. It'll just breaks right off. Or some people actually make like shake to go bags where they put their spinach and their fruit and their whatever they're going to use in it, and then have bags to freeze so that in the mornings or the days or whatever they're going to do, whenever they're going to do it, it's like prepped and ready to go and saves time, for in the future. So there are different ways to do it. I'm not that organized to get to get myself set up like that. I'm more of like a on the go kind of person, but we can all aspire, right? We can all dream.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I know cucumbers, you have to put a wet rag in it when you freeze it. You have to wrap in a wet rag and then freeze it. So I didn't know if that was like the same concept or if you can just throw it in the bag and put it in the freezer.
I've just thrown it right in the Ziploc and I haven't had any problems. Yeah.
What are you guys talking about that you freeze?
The spinach and kale and stuff like that. Your greens.
I just put it right. I actually will take the bag right from the store and put it in. Or if it's from my tower, I just throw it right in a Ziploc bag and throw it in the freezer, and it's good. Or the bag from the store, which is not a freezer bag by any means. But there you go. That is
Hey, Chrissy,
breakfast for my daughter and I.
Are those frozen cherries you use?
They are frozen. Yes. Yep.
Is that something you buy at a standard grocery store, Chrissy?
I'm sorry?
That's just something you buy at a standard grocery store in like the freezer section, or?
You got it, right where the frozen fruits are. It's usually near the ice creams and things like that. At least in mine it is. But yeah, so then that's quick and easy and breakfast on the go.
And I think it tastes better than ice cream.
And you know what, I refer to this as a chocolate milkshake because the colder you make it, so if you freeze your spinach, you put a little bit of ice, you freeze your avocado, you have the frozen cherries, it makes it like a milkshake. So it's delicious. Nicole, are you going to come and get yours? This is also her dinner tonight because she was in dance most of the evening, so she missed dinner. Does anybody have any questions, or are we ready to move on to Jackie? All right, so
I have a quick question. Sorry, I hate to
that's okay.
cut me off. I'm just like super curious. So now that I'm making shakes, I'm like, I have so many questions. So I was wondering, does anybody make their shakes the night before? Because I know I'm up. I have to be at work at 7 a.m. So my household is pretty much asleep when I'm leaving out the door. So I can't start up the blender and all that because I'll just cause a bunch of chaos in my house. So I was wondering if anybody like makes their smoothies and stuff the night before, and how do you preserve them so that they still taste good the next day?
So I was making mine in the morning and then taking it to work and keeping it in a little freezer bag with an ice pack. It would have been better if I walked and put it in the freezer at work, which I never did. But then I was adding the powder later because you don't want to add the powder and let it sit. The other ladies can probably explain the ingredients in there and why we don't want to do that better than I can. So I'll leave that open to somebody else to explain. But I found that it was better for you, better for your body too, to add the powder right before you were getting ready to drink it than to let it sit overnight. Is that, Whitney, something that maybe you can answer?
Yeah. So what happens is it starts to break down. You got to keep it super, super cold is the key once the complete mix is in there. So I have heard also, if you're going to blend it up the night before, keep it cold and then shake, like you can kind of like shake in the complete powder when you're ready to eat it. Anyone else have any experience with that?
I'm wondering if maybe
I have.
Erica, I got you unmuted. Erica, what do you do?
I have made it the night before because I used to go for runs in the morning. So I just mix it at night, then put it on the fridge or in the freezer even if you want to. But it gets like icy, so you don't want that. And then I also have made in the morning and bring them to work. But I do put them on the fridge because the couple of times I forgot to put it on the fridge, it got icky.
Do you mix in the complete powder when you make it at night, or do you mix that complete powder in right before?
I mean, it has worked for me to put it at the same time.
Yeah, I think the key is you have to keep.
If anything breaks down, like nutrients wise, I don't know, but it does work. I don't, coming back to the question that it's on the chat, I have a NutriBullet. So I use the little cup, the little one, and then you throw anything. And I mean, cherries are great, but like if you have like raspberries, like frozen raspberries or things that have a lot of seeds, you just let it blend a little bit longer than usual so it breaks down. But yeah, it works. It works for me. Put it at night with the NutriBullet. I used to do 2 of the little ones, you know, the little cups, and then put one, if I was for a run, put it in at night for the run, or have the other one for lunch, and then I have it on the freezer or on the fridge, and then just when it's time to eat, I will just take it out, and it will work fine. But yeah, you do need to shake it though. You just like,
yeah, and I think
hard.
the key is you just have to keep it cold, because it'll start to break down if you don't keep it cold.
Yeah, and it tastes funny.
Yeah.
I freeze mine with it, Lori. I freeze mine because sometimes I eat them as popsicles. So I make my favorite shake and put them in popsicle containers, but I have put it in the night before, and then I just take it to go, and then when I'm at school, I just let it sit a couple minutes while I'm checking email or whatever, and then I like mine frozen. So it thaws enough to put a straw in, and I think it's fine.
That's what I was thinking, was freezing.
Powder and everything together, yeah.
Thanks, ladies. Awesome.
Thank you.
Great questions. Cool. Okay, so should we move on to some pancakes?
Yes, I
Sounds
think
good. I'm loving this conversation, ladies. This is awesome. So I'm Jackie, and I'm going to be showing our Juice Plus pancakes. And my story is similar to Chrissy's. I started about 5 years ago, and I started with the trio. My husband did too, and we used the Children's Health Study. It's now called the Family Health Study for our daughter. And then moved on to shakes and just started learning so much more. And then they introduced the shred program, so I was able to enjoy that as well. And Chrissy explained that a little bit. So what I have here is a very simple recipe. It's using our complete vanilla, a mashed banana, 2 eggs, some baking powder, a shot of almond milk, and some blueberries. And it's a nice, easy, quick recipe. And I'm actually going to sneak in some little mini chocolate chips, the cacao chips. I love them. And what is so fun about this is I practiced the other day, right? We're in quarantine, and I thought I had all the ingredients in, and I look and it says that I need baking powder. And I'm looking and I'm looking. Of course, I don't have baking powder. I have baking soda. And I'm not your baker. So I text my girlfriend and I say, can I use baking soda for baking powder? And she writes back really big, no. So she sends me an article, and it's 10 substitutes that you can use if you don't have it. So, and they're easy. I mean, they're great. They're cream of tartar. And the article, if you look it up, the article tells you like the little measurements. But cream of tartar, plain yogurt, buttermilk, lemon juice, sour milk, molasses, vinegar, whipped egg whites, self-rising flour, or club soda. So I looked to see what I had, and I had lemon juice in, and I had baking soda. And what my combination is a half a teaspoon of lemon juice and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. And I mixed it up, and it, you know, it fuzzes up. And it looks like a little baby science experiment. And pancakes were wonderful, and it totally works. So I thought I would, you know, share that with you. One of the other great little tricks I wanted to share with you, and I don't know if you can see my little, you don't have to look at me. But, and you ladies might already know this, but it was something I had learned and I love it. So sometimes when we want to make something or bake and we need a banana, our bananas are not soft and ripe. And this happens to be a pretty decent one, but what you can do for that is peel your banana, lay it in the skin, and you just mash it down. And even if it's a little bit, you know, hard, it mashes down really nice. I don't know what the secret or the trick of all that is, but it does. So, and then what I'm going to do is, because I don't want you to sit there watching me mix this all up and turn around and bake it, I'm going to let cook it. I'm going to let the girls talk. But I just wanted to share briefly that I just love the complete, because it's the diversity of it. You know, like we're doing this. We're showing you all these different recipes. I have a booklet with tons and tons of shake recipes, and you know, there's just so many things you can do with it. And I remember, like in the beginning of the quarantine, when some of the shelves were empty, I said to my husband, don't worry, we're going to be okay. If anything, we have lots of Juice Plus here. I will make all kinds of things. So I can cover us for breakfast, I can cover us for snack, and I can cover us for nutrition. We usually have our breakfast shakes in the morning, and today we had a nice lunch. And for dinner tonight, I made a nice dinner for my husband. I was super excited about this, and I thought, I'm just gonna have a shake, nice and chill, and I feel totally good and satisfied. And I love it because my girls are athletes, and they have benefited from it. So it's just super good, and I just love everything about it, and I just love the diversity of it. And so I think that I'm going to get moving with putting this together, mixing it up, and then I can show you the finished product. But did anyone have any questions to start? And you can have fun with it. Like, I'm going to put the blueberries in, and I'm going to put some of these little Enjoy Life chocolate chips. They're a great dairy-free little teeny tiny, and they have bigger chunks too. And you can get them at Whole Foods or some of your better grocery stores. And I like to zhuzh it up a little bit. Sound good? And I think we are going to Anna with some oats, right? You ready for oats, Anna?
I am. Sorry, I was on mute and I'm yelling at my kids at the same time. So I have I don't know if you can see, I've got some post-dinner snackers here. So
that's all. Hi. I love it. It's real life. I love it. Children are welcome. And we will be posting all these recipes on the page. Someone asked.
Yes.
We will be posting the recipes. So don't worry. So
I am going to, thank you, Jackie. I'm going to be doing, a lot of you may have heard about overnight oats. And so a little bit about me, for those of you who don't know me, I am very neurotic about what my kids eat. We've got some health challenges. I have 2 kids with food allergies. I have a son with a blood disorder, so he can't, have certain things, or it'll make him anemic. And genetic, they are prone to genetic high cholesterol. High cholesterol and heart disease runs on the one side of the family, and so that's a concern for me. So I've always been a little wanting to be as preventative as I can be and give them the best start I can. So overnight oats are super great and easy to do. Eve, I need you to move for a second. Sorry, I've got a kid in the way. I need you to move. So I'm just going to give you a quick peek into my cabinet, because I've got four kids. I'm going to try and turn my camera around. Actually, I don't think I can, but maybe you can see my cabinet. I've got 3 days worth of overnight oats for multiple kids there. So I just kind of make an assembly line and do everything all at once. And then that way, each morning I can just pull out a canister and get it ready to go. And by the time they come down for breakfast, oatmeal's ready to go. So I'm going to do a basic recipe, and then I'm going to show you how I kind of beef it up. And I'm going to move my camera so you can see what I'm doing. I literally just take a scoop of oats. I just use 1/3 cup. And I use rolled oats or Irish oats. I personally didn't want, we did the steel cut for a little bit, but the kids didn't really like them too much. They found them to be too chewy. So we just do rolled oats. Because I like to beef up the nutrition, I also add chia seeds. I don't add a ton because it does make it a little bit, it gives it like a little bit of thickness, which some people love. So use as much as you want. I don't use a ton. I also use hemp hearts. It boosts the protein, adds other minerals as well, like manganese, things that are like a little bit harder to get. I also add a little bit of flax, ground flax. That's good for heart health. I also like to add in a dash of ginger, a dash of nutmeg, and some cinnamon. That kind of gives it sort of like I kind of make it like a banana bready type flavor. Now, the way I also add it up is I'm going to add in, I have 2 kids who like chocolate complete in theirs. So you could make these oats without the complete, right? People do it all the time. You see overnight oats all over the place. You could add fruits and whatever you want. I use the complete because it tastes really good. It gives them extra protein. It gives them all those plants, right? You heard Dr. Roberto talking about the yucca and the, radish sprouts and the pomegranate and all those things that are in there, the spirulina and all that kind of stuff. So I add that in there. And then what I've been doing is, especially during quarantine time, I don't want to be running to the store to buy milk. So what a lot of people do is they'll take their jar of oats, and you'll add enough milk to cover it up, and you can just shake it up and then let it sit in your fridge overnight. And then in the morning, your oats are ready to go, ready to eat. You could eat them cold, you could eat them hot, however you like it. I leave my jars as they are because I can't fit them all in my fridge. And I've also stopped using milk. I was using almond milk, and instead in the morning I just put in water. I use hot water so that it's warm, ready to go. Or you could use, again, cold water, let it sit in the fridge, and in the morning warm it up. And then I put a splash of milk for that touch of creaminess. But then I'm not using, I mean, with 4 kids, 4 cups of milk, I'll be out of milk and I'm not running to the store. So that's kind of how I've been stretching it out a little bit. And that it doesn't change the taste too much. It's not quite as creamy, but you can add that splash of milk or however much you want if you're interested in stretching things out. Here's another trick. So one of the things I love to do with my kids' oatmeal, and they're on to me, they know I do this, is I take the Juice Plus capsules, and right before they eat them, I mash a half a banana in there. And then I also add, I usually use frozen blueberries because they're easier. Could you add whipped cream? Sure, you could add whatever you like, whatever tastes good to you. Play around with the different fruits, different things you like, whatever tickles your fancy. I don't think there's any wrong way to do it, right? It's just a matter of your personal preference and taste. But I also like to add, right before they eat it, I add the capsules in. So 1 of each color, 1 red, 1 green, 1 purple, fruit, vegetable, and berry capsule in. And with the complete in there, you cannot taste the capsules at all. And it's a way for me to get 45 plants into my kids without them complaining. So it's a really, really easy way. And I don't know if you were able to see my cabinet, but I literally do an assembly line. I do them on Sunday nights. I get the whole week, Monday through Friday, set up. And that takes so much time off of my plate in the mornings, trying to get, now that we're not going to school, but we're trying to maintain order. So I'm still doing my oats in the morning, Monday through Friday, just to kind of mimic that school feeling. Are there any questions? I feel like I know I talk really fast. I'm sorry. But it's a really basic thing. You can, how big of a container? So one of my favorite things to use is I use the wide mouth, this is a 12-ounce jar, but you know what? I also use, I break things a lot. So I've broken a lot of my mason jars. I've also been using the glass jars from the peanut butter, and I've just been washing them and reusing them. And I've been using the glass jars from the peanut butter as well. So you really can use, I like glass. I've been using that. So, but you could probably do it in a plastic container too, if that's what you have on hand. I do it in a 12-ounce. I just fill up the water or the liquid to cover the oats. If you want a little more, do a little more. Sometimes I do it up to a cup, but sometimes that makes the volume, a lot. And each kid is different. I have one kid who will scrape the bottom of the jar, and I have one who will leave half of it. I can never predict who's going to do what, but I keep trying. So that's it for oats. But yeah, you could do apples and cinnamon, do bananas, do berries, do chocolate chips, whatever you like. There's no wrong way to do it. So I don't know if there's any other questions. If not, I think, Jackie, are we ready for your pancakes, or are we going on to
Jackie?
Not yet.
Brody for muffins.
Okay.
Hi everybody, I'm the other Jackie, and I have my daughter here, Olivia, to help me tonight. And we're going to walk you through how to do some chocolate peanut butter muffins. I personally don't think there's any better combination than chocolate and peanut butter, so this is my favorite. And I measured all of the ingredients here, so it calls for 2 ripe bananas. So I've mashed the bananas up already. Some honey, we have baking soda, and a cup of peanut butter. And I look for the all-natural peanut butter that just has 1 ingredient, peanuts, instead of the added sugar and oils that are usually in peanut butter. And of course, our chocolate complete mix, it calls for 2 scoops of our chocolate complete. And then the recipe calls for eggs. I've been doing a lot of baking lately, and we're running short on eggs. So we like to have eggs in the morning, my family does. So I found a substitute, and some of you may know about this, flaxseed meal. And it does not change the taste of your baked goods. It adds the similar nutrients that an egg would, but without the cholesterol. So, and you can order this on Amazon. It's flaxseed meal. I have the Bob's Red Mill. Again, it's just kind of preserving certain foods, learning different ways to do baked goods because we've all been craving them lately. So Olivia is going to put all of these ingredients in a bowl and mix it up and then put it in our muffin tin here. I made these last week and I actually threw all of the ingredients in my blender. I have a Vitamix blender. I'm sure other blenders would work just as fine. That way I didn't mash up the bananas. I just threw everything in the blender and it blended real nicely and I poured it in, you know, to the muffin pans and it came out just fine. So she's gonna do that. And I just wanted to say, I love the complete mix. I was drinking plant-based protein powders long before I knew about Juice Plus, and you know, they were fine, they were working for me, but I always mix other things in with the protein powder. My kids never really liked them, and when I tried the Juice Plus complete powders, I liked both the vanilla and the chocolate. I never turned back, just by the taste purely. It was just a lot better, and my kids like this. So, and of course, then I learned about all the nutritional value in these complete mixes. So I was sold. And since my kids like them, I know they're getting the nutrients they need. And I'll tell you, when the kids would get home from school and they have to go to their next activity, their next sport, you know, if they're playing sports after school, not enough time for dinner. This was the perfect thing to mix up for them, a shake. Not the muffin, the shake. And they would, you know, be on the road and it gives them the right energy to do their sports and it fills them up. Olivia was just saying when somebody else was talking that the shakes fill her up, and they do. They fill you up. Which is another reason why I love these shakes. I have also been snacking a lot lately, and I notice a difference when I start my morning with a shake. It just does that. It you know, it doesn't spike your blood sugar. It keeps it even keel, so you have no cravings, and I am good to go until lunchtime. I'm not starving, and it really helps me. It helps with my cravings. So, and I wanted to show. This is the end result here. I don't know if you could see. I actually added chocolate chips to the top of these that I made earlier this week, and they're family approved. Everybody loves them. You could also add in nuts. I think walnuts or pecans would be good in them, or add, you know, chocolate chips to the batter. But yeah, we love them. So thanks to the other Jackie for giving me this recipe. And they freeze well, so you can make a couple batches and freeze them, and we have a nice little snack, a nutritious snack too that tastes like a dessert. I think that's it. Any questions on the muffins? And again, we'll post all the
move so we can see Olivia. I want to see her. I can't see her. There she is. Hi. Or I was gonna have you move the camera, but that works too, just so we can see your beautiful face. You're doing great over there.
Yeah, she's doing good. So if nobody has any questions, I'm going to Jenna, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, I am here to share with you about protein balls. So I love, like everybody else, I'm going to echo, we love the complete at our house. I found out about Juice Plus when I was pregnant with our third of 4 girls, and I needed something that was going to give me energy. And then when it came to shakes, I needed something that was going to sustain me through my pregnancy to help with my nausea, but also knowing that my kids were going to want to eat it too. So it needed to be something that I could have, but they could also have. And that's when we really fell in love with the Juice Plus complete shakes. But what I love, you can have one. Yeah, everybody's over here. We're eating protein balls. So what we have loved to do with our Juice Plus complete, echoing on top of everybody else, is create our favorite cookies into protein bites. And so Whit will tell you a little bit about a group that we have, but we've created over 50 different recipes with all of your favorite cookies. But tonight I want to teach you guys how to make our favorite peanut butter cookie dough protein bites, because I made these for Easter and froze them, and we turned them into like a Reese's peanut butter egg. So this base that I'm going to teach you guys how to make tastes like a Reese's peanut butter egg. It's got like that really cool, almost chalky consistency, but it's so delicious. And it's really good for you, and the kids love it, and that's the best part of it. They can eat these for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They're eating them right now for snack. Do you like it? No, you don't. All right, so we're gonna start with 2 cups of walnuts. Then I'm adding 12 pitted dates. You can see those. You want to make sure they're pitted because pits don't blend up. You don't want dates with pits in them. You can always cut them in half and take them out. So 12 pitted dates. I see somebody else loves peanut butter cups. They're so good. And this gives you like that weird chalky taste that a peanut butter cup has, you know, like that texture. I don't know how to describe it, but it's so good. Then we're gonna add 1 scoop of the Juice Plus Vanilla Complete. We have recipes with both chocolate and vanilla, but this recipe you have to use vanilla. It doesn't work if you add the chocolate to it. Huh? All right, and we're gonna blend this up first. So you want, for this recipe, you wanna use a food processor to chop up the walnuts. There are a lot of other recipes that you can mix by hand or mix in like a KitchenAid blender with one of those big paddles. But I'm gonna mute you guys just for a minute because it's really, really loud.
How are we doing with our questions while she's doing that? Any questions that didn't get answered? Peanut butter cups. Ooh.
Peanut butter cups. These peanut butter cups, these are gonna be the best thing ever. So I've blended up the walnuts, dates, and powder. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's almost like a, not quite as fine as a flour, but you've really chopped up the walnuts. And then I'm gonna add 2 big scoops of peanut butter. So it ends up being about 3/4 of a cup. And I just use any peanut butter, whatever we can find that we use on our sandwiches. Okay, so add that up. All right, we're gonna mix it one more time, and then I'll show you guys finished product. Okay, all done. You can also press these down in the bottom of a pan if you don't want to take the time to ball them, and they can be like bars. But I'll show you what they turn out to look like. You guys can see that it balls right up like cookie dough. You want some? There you go. And then what you do is you just take it out and you roll it into a ball.
I think this is like, I'm realizing this is like torture. I'm sorry, everyone.
I know, right? It's like everybody wants to eat them.
I really want one right now.
Oh, I'm very jealous of your girls.
So Ashley asked a question about different kinds of nuts. We have a lot. So I'm going to mention right now, Whitney was going to say it later, but so my friend and I have created a group on Facebook. It's called We Be Ballin', and that's where we've created heaps of recipes, and we've done all kinds. Like there's, yeah, you can eat it. There's ones without peanuts. There's ones without dates, because there are a lot of families that didn't like dates. You can use, let's see, not tree nut. You could use sun butter for these, since your husband's allergic to tree nuts. Walnuts, you would probably have to do a different recipe, because walnuts are kind of one of those things that really give this the texture. But if you message me on Facebook or get with the person that invited you, they can message me. We can find out another way to make these for you, if that answers.
Jenna, how do they freeze?
How do they freeze? Perfectly. So what I did for Easter with these to make the Reese's eggs is I just formed the ball into an egg on a cookie sheet with parchment paper. Once it was frozen, I took here I have the dairy-free chocolate chips, and I melted them on the stove with a little coconut oil and a scoop of the chocolate complete protein powder. So, and then we poured that on top of the frozen Reese's eggs. So that's the other cool thing about the complete is that you can add it to pretty much anything to boost the nutritional value of the recipe you're making. Someone says if you don't want to make balls, yeah, you can just eat this with a spoon, or like I said, press it into the bottom of a pan and then cut it like a Lara bar. But what I was gonna say is we've dipped fruit in our melted chocolate with complete in it and frozen that. We've also added the complete to coconut whipped cream. If you add a cup of coconut whipped cream and a cup of the vanilla complete, it's a really neat fruit dip. So have you tried using dried figs? Yes, I have some dried figs to try. I haven't tried them in this recipe, but totally you should try it. I think the cool thing about what we're also learning is there's different things you can swap them out. And kids can help. See, Claire's eating all the peanut butter. So yeah, you can try out new things and make fun, healthy swaps. But the protein balls are something that we've loved because it's created a whole new snack for our kids that tastes as delicious as cookies, but are way better for you. So anybody else have any more questions? Yes, these are gluten-free. Most of the recipes that we make that Whit is gonna attach in the cookbook are gonna be gluten-free. The recipes we make on our We'd Be Ballin' page, most are gluten-free. Yeah, any other questions? Yes. All right, Jackie Dragoni, how you doing with your pancakes?
Good. I can actually show you a couple. I have 2 more I was going to make. Hold on. I don't want them to fall, but here they are so far. They are luscious, and the blueberries are just spilling out of them. Oh, did I mute myself?
Yummy.
No,
No, we
I'm
hear
No,
you.
you're good.
Yep. And you know, it was funny because I wasn't thinking of it. I don't have any powdered sugar in the house, but there's so many things you can do to top them off, right? So you have the good old fashioned maple syrup. I pulled out little jelly, and of course you can put your butter on them and sprinkle some. Oh, I hear the pancakes calling me. But sprinkle some powdered sugar on them too.
You know what else is good? If you have a little bit of peanut butter and drizzle it on your pancakes.
Oh, I love anything peanut butter. I love anything peanut butter. So yeah.
So
You
in
know,
my
the good
house,
thing is too, you can save them. You can pop them in the toaster. You can freeze them. A little snack. You know, I had a little shake for dinner because I was excited, nervous. So you know, maybe I'll have one after this. I'm gonna make the last 2. And so I think Whitney was going to do some pudding, and I don't want to, you know, hold everyone up. So, are you?
You want me to go and do the pudding?
These pancakes, I use the vanilla. I haven't used them with chocolate yet, but you know what? I think I'm going to try that next, and I can let you know. But yeah, these are with the vanilla complete. I use the vanilla. Is there any other pancake questions? Well, Whit, you want to?
Can you freeze them? Has anybody ever freeze the pancakes?
I believe you can. Yes. I mean, I've frozen pancakes before my Juice Plus time, but yes, for sure.
So there's also a question about whether or not these are gluten-free. I'm not sure if the question was for the pancakes or the protein balls. So can either of you answer that? I believe all of our recipes are gluten-free, but I don't want to speak out of turn.
Yeah, the protein balls are gluten-free. And Jackie, I think your pancakes are too, right?
Right, because it's yeah, blueberries, almond milk, the banana and the vanilla complete. So yes, they are. So I got one more to make. This little batch makes about 5. I'll
So-
pop this last one in, and Whitney, if you wanted to jump in.
Okay. Was somebody gonna say something?
No, I was just going to say in our house, when my kids were little, I didn't want to deal with sticky maple syrup because I'm a lazy parent. But we would use applesauce on top of our pancakes and then sprinkle like some cinnamon. And if I had some like bananas to chop up, and they, you know, now they're older and they're on to me, but they didn't seem to mind when they were little. So that's another option. If you run out of syrup and you're not running to the store for syrup, you can still make your pancakes and put something else on them.
Awesome. Yay. All right. I get to finish us out here. I'm Whitney and I'm going to make us dessert tonight. So we figured we kind of went in order here. So I'm going to make complete pudding is what we call it because it's the consistency of pudding and it is decadent. So our chocolate is like a mild chocolate, which is great, I think, because you can add some cacao if you want to make it a richer chocolate, but it's also mild if you don't want it to overwhelm the flavor. But the nice thing about this pudding is I feel like it really brings out the chocolate flavor in our complete powder. So I'm just doing like 4 ounces of almond milk. I'm doing a full scoop of our complete in here, and I'm just doing it in like a shaker. And then I'm gonna do, the peanut butter's been like the second highlight of the, we've got our complete and then we got peanut butter, but this is powdered peanut butter, PB2, which mix in really well with this when you're doing the powder. So I just do like a heaping spoonful of powdered peanut butter. That's optional, of course. And then literally I put the top on. So basically it's kind of like similar to making a shake, less ingredients and less liquid. And so what you get is you get this like concentrated consistency. And like I said, because it's more concentrated, I feel like the chocolate flavor is more concentrated. So literally, it's like dessert. And this is I feel like it's a great alternative to a shake. Like I know for my kids, they didn't like the shakes, but they love the pudding. So it's everyone likes different textures and likes different flavors and stuff like that. So you just give it a good shake and that's it. And you're left with, I'm going to try and kind of like show you guys how it's like a thicker consistency in the shake. This is, you can kind of see like how it kind of, see how it's just kind of like thicker and it's dark. It's like darker in color than a shake that sometimes has more flavor. Oh my gosh. So I know this really is like torture. I'm sorry, people. It sounded like a good idea, but now I feel like this is why being live is so much better than virtual.
Whitney, do you ever put any toppings on your pudding?
I don't. Do you, Jackie?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh yeah, we do.
What do you top with?
Oh my goodness. It just depends. Sometimes some nuts. I'm obsessed with the little Enjoy Life mini chips because they're dairy free.
And I should say, if you don't have a shaker bottle, you literally can do this with like a whisk.
We do ours in a bowl with a spoon. Like we just mix it. Yeah, we just do it in the bowl. And I also, my one son loves to have, we call them pudding parfaits, and he'll do it for breakfast. So we'll make the pudding, and he puts like a sprinkle of granola, and we chop up some banana in there. And, if we have some fruit on hand that we can throw in, and he gets he feels like he's having dessert for breakfast. And again, in the chocolate, especially if you've got the capsules, you can open the capsules in and mix them in, and you're just, getting everything in there. And it's a great, it tastes delicious, and you're getting all sorts of good stuff. So the pudding is one of my favorites, and especially for me that I have a sweet tooth. Oh my gosh, at the end of the night, and it's like, what do I want? I don't want to be putting cookies in my face at 9 o'clock at night, but I can have a pudding, and I don't feel heavy. I don't feel all sugared up. It satisfies that sweet craving, but doesn't leave me feeling icky. So it's perfect.
Yeah, and it's like not too much. It's just that little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry,
it's just enough.
So okay. This is sad, so I don't
sinful.
keep jealous. What's that?
And it tastes sinful, so you're like, okay, this is good.
Guilt-free,
Yeah.
guilt-free.
Guilt-free.
Not only is it guilt-free, but it is good for us. I mean, I feel like you guys heard in the video in the beginning about all the amazing ingredients. Juice, everything that Juice Plus does is with the intent of improving our nutrition. So every ingredient is hand-selected. In our produce powders, every fruit, vegetable, and berry that is picked is hand-picked for its nutritional quality. And it's the same with the complete. It's the same with our omega. Like we have this amazing plant-based omega blend. Every plant, it's all plant-based. Every plant is specifically picked for the synergistic effect as well as the power of nutrition that's packed in. So I love it. And so I feel like I'm getting goodness. It's this sweet, sweet treat. But I know I'm giving my body amazing nutrition. So I'm going to share my screen. We just wanted to wrap up tonight by sharing, kind of giving you a sense of some resources that we have available to you. So some of these recipes are in this Complete Creations cookbook, which is available. And we're going to include a link to this in the Facebook group. But you can see here, you know, kind of that, like the pudding all dressed up, and these people make things look even prettier. But I'm just going to, so here we go. Gluten-free, dairy-free, mostly oil-free, clean. All of our complete powders are clean. There's no refined sugars. There's no preservatives or dyes. But I just want to give you a glimpse. Look at this contents. So this is a digital cookbook. So we have energy bites. We have smoothies. We have snacks. I mean, there's cookie dough. There's Rice Krispie treats. There's popsicles, I think. Yeah. Dreamsicles in here. So anyway, we just wanted to give you a sampling because I think, you know, a lot of people use it for shakes, but there's so many other ways. And look at all these different shake recipes. And I'm also going to click over here to show you. This is the We Be Ballin' Facebook community. I wanted to give you a glimpse of it. Again, if you want to be added to this, we'll get you connected. Get with the person who invited you to this, and they'll get you connected. We have just are so grateful. Jenna's our master. I'm not even calling you a cook because you don't even cook all that much in it, but our master energy ball maker. But look at this. She made butterscotch balls, and she does this with her awesome friend Jenny. And Jenny's awesome as well. Star Crunch, just to give you a glimpse. I mean, look how fun. They're awesome. And they're so inspiring. You just watch them and they're fun. Both of them are so much fun. I think this is you making those on Easter, right, Jenna? Yeah?
Yep, those are the Reese bites.
Here we go.
Yep, they lasted all of like maybe 10 minutes.
Yes, I love it. I was just gonna, donuts. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, this is a great place if you want to continue to be inspired. Just go here for added inspiration. And they even take suggestions. They'll be like, you know, what do you want us to make? And they'll come up with these amazing creations. So that is one other amazing resource that we offer you guys. And then I wanted to show you, I got two more things to show you. Why can't I get to it? Hold on, I gotta shrink this a little bit. My Zoom is in the way. Sorry. Oh, that's next. Okay. And then this, I wanted to show you pricing, right? So I think this is the best part of Juice Plus, right? So you can spend a lot of money on these, on shakes and stuff out there, right? But I love that everything in Juice Plus is super affordable. So our shakes are $2.33 per serving. And so for me, I completely upgraded my breakfast from just a really like nutrient lacking bowl of cereal to like whatever, like 20 some fruits, vegetables, berries, healthy protein, and all of that for $2.33 per day. So, and you can see our capsules, same thing, $2.50 per day. Our omegas are $1 per day. And if you compare that to an expensive cup of coffee, and if you think about the nutrient quality that you're getting, it's just unbelievable. So, anyway, so all of that. And here's the thing. The other thing is you get this amazing community. If you decide you want to be involved with and try any of our Juice Plus products, you get all of these resources, right? And so those are free to you, right? So you get complete, but then you get all of these resources. You get this community of people. You get Jenna in your kitchen helping you be creative and innovative. And you get, all of us, right? We do this kind of thing together. And actually, speaking of that, the next time we're going to be all gathering is we're going to be having a social but distant salad in a jar party. So again, I know it's not quite the same as being together, but this next event that we're having in 2 weeks, I don't even have the date. Somebody get the date for me. 2 Thursdays from now.
May 14th.
May 14th.
At 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. We are going to all gather in our kitchens again, but this time it's bring your own salad toppings. So what we want is we'll be inviting everyone to come to the kitchen, but you guys are going to be encouraged to bring your own toppings, your own salad ingredients, and we'll share information about health and inspiration. We can be chopping and dicing our veggies, and then we will actually be compiling with you, hopefully, everyone in their own kitchens, but compiling salads for the week. So this is a demo of the beautiful salads that Jackie made for us at our last event. So we have that, and then a couple weeks down the road, later toward the end of May, we're going to do Kids in the Kitchen. So our whole community really, and our whole company, our goal is to help people get more nutrition into their body, specifically get more plants into their body. And hopefully you guys heard from the stories that it's so easy. And I think that's the key. Juice Plus wants to make it simple for people because we all know that we need tons of fruits and vegetables, right? But it's hard to do. And so we just want to make it easier. I mean, we've made eating fruits and vegetables as simple as swallowing a capsule or eating a chew. We've made getting all these extra nutrients as simple as, and these yummy, yummy treats, as simple as just a scoop out of a bag, adding it into a jar of overnight oats, and all of a sudden you're just flooding your body with this amazing nutrition. So that's really the mission of the company. The quality of the products are amazing. We'd love to help you learn more. Some of you are already probably customers and already consuming our Complete, but maybe you've only made it one way. And so our hope tonight was that we would inspire you guys to potentially try maybe a new recipe, try a new way of eating our Complete, and just branch out in terms of the ways that it can just enhance your nutrition, right? So enhance your pancakes, enhance your cookies, right? So now you have a healthier version. And maybe you're somebody who has not had an opportunity to try our Complete powder and you would like to give it a try. We would love to help you get started. Get with the person who invited you to this call. They can help you learn more about it. They can help you find what package is right for you. You can do a variety of chocolate and vanilla. You can do all chocolate or all vanilla. And we would love to help you get started just flooding your body with more nutrition with our Juice Plus Complete. I think, let me know, have I missed anything? I know we've kept you about an hour and we want to get
I don't think so. But if you put us all back on, I can take a picture of everybody.
Okay, cool.
I can show you. And there's the 5 pancakes. Lovely, lovely. I don't want them to fall, but they smell so good. So,
and I know it is, you know, again, it's harder. Like I said, oftentimes we're in people's kitchens and we actually get to taste test these things. So I know you have to take our words for it. But you know, if you want to try a sample of the shakes because you want to experiment with it or give it a try, again, get in touch with the person. We can try and get it in your hands so you can give it a try. It is delicious. I was never a shake person before Juice Plus, before I even knew about Juice Plus. And so I didn't really have much to compare it to, but I love it. It's like my treat every day. My husband and I are religious about it in the morning. That's just how we start our day. And I've heard from so many people that it just taste-wise, it really is amazing. But then the quality ingredients are amazing too. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for coming into our kitchens. Like I said, we look forward to a day when we can actually gather in our kitchens together again. But in the meantime, we're doing the best thing that we can. It's been wonderful to see just all of your faces, seeing some kids and dogs, right? It's just a chance to build community. And this is how we're building community right now, right? Is online. And we're all safe at home, hopefully. And our wish is that your families would stay safe, be healthy, feel good, and continue to take care of yourselves and take care of your loved ones. And maybe this is a way to help you enhance doing that.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I hope you all loved it. Did you?
Thanks, yes.
Good. You're welcome. It's just so wonderful and heartwarming to see your beautiful faces and the kids. And oh my gosh, it just really just makes our day, believe me. And